A new Dua Lipa album has finally arrived, and I have heard Houdini and Rainy Season from this album. I think there might be another single, but I have only heard the first two. And so far, I mean, with the singles, obviously they are singles, very catchy, felt very Dua Lipa to me. And I do think something interesting is I feel like the main thing I've seen in promo for this album is she has said that it's a very different sound from her Future Nostalgia album. And although from the singles I've heard, it is less disco for sure on the singles, it still feels very familiar. Dua Lipa. That's not a bad thing, by the way. I think she makes great pop music, but I am curious to see, just based off like I've heard her personally say she feels it's very, very different from what she's done before. The singles, I maybe hear a little bit of a difference, but it still like definitely feels very signature her. So I'm curious to see what the rest of the album sounds like. It's not very long, not even 40 minutes. I'm just gonna get right in and I'll read lyrics as I listen, as I always do.
What's it about a kiss that makes you feel like this? Makes me an optimist, I guess.
Okay, but definitely new love right now. Airy, layered up vocals on the chorus. Okay. We got that strong like bass guitar, which I feel like has happened on other tracks from her. What I appreciate about her voice is it definitely is a bit deeper than some other popular female vocalists right now. It's very kind of sleek overall. Very pretty. It feels whimsical, but still very sleek, kind of. I think this is a solid opener. Knowing that I've heard this song before, I do think the first one, music-wise, a bit more whimsical. This one's getting a little bit more like maybe sultry, maybe mysterious, confident and mysterious. It's better. Yeah, and like I said with Houdini, it's very catchy. And yes, the music production is slightly different in what's being used to create the track versus Future Nostalgia, but it still feels very familiar, Dua Lipa. So got the layered up vocals on the post-chorus. I like this part of the track, the shift in the music. Now this one in particular really gave me like this feels like a really strong single. Good notes, very like fun vocal melody to sing along to. Loves a good guitar to lead the way. Like this one feels 100% without a doubt like a single, more so than Houdini even. She's in that higher, lighter vocal range for the verses. I mean, so far, I do think this is going to be happy love album based off the first 3 tracks. Love that piano right there. This one's a fun one to pick apart at the chorus. Just all the little things coming together and the arrangement. Okay, we're fighting. We're fighting. Okay. Happy love. We've hit a road bump. This is a lot brighter musically than I would expect with the lyrics. It's so upbeat and bright musically and melody-wise on the vocals. I mean, it's a very pretty track, just not what I would have expected at all musically. So far, every single song I feel like I could easily hear on the radio. Vocals.
But if these walls could talk, enough, give up. If these walls could talk,
Bounce.
you know, you fall. They tell us to break up.
Okay. There's that groovy guitar. She loves a groovy guitar.
There's a part of me that wants to steal your heart, and a part that tells me no.
Okay.
Giving up control. Are you worried that I might find something wrong? No collision, lost my 20/20 vision. Please, what you doing to me, baby?
Okay.
I'm scared to death that you might be the one to change me. Oh, what you doing in the future?
Okay. Oh, we added more here.
I see you next to me, but I can't shake the feeling that there's more to life
listen to the Future Nostalgia in a minute, but there was definitely, I feel like, more disco on that one. This feels a bit more like dance pop, not disco dance though. Maybe?
What you doing to me, baby?
Now, I did see Tame Impala is heavily involved with this album. I don't know to what degree. I need to investigate more. I'm assuming on the production side.
I don't wanna stay till the lights come on, 'cause right now I can't give you what you want. Everybody's still dancing. Everybody's holding hands and romancing. Someone's gotta be the last one standing.
This is kind of a different feel to it.
It's not a broken heart if I don't break it. Goodbye doesn't hurt if I don't say it.
I hear like bum, 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 in the chorus.
Only way to go is a friendship exit.
This one has a totally different vibe from the other ones.
I'm better clean break than leaving doors open. I know you're gonna say I should have stayed till the end. Someone's gotta be the last one standing. And I hate that I'm leaving you stranded, but I gotta hit the road.
I'm like trying to take this one in right now.
Hope you'll understand it. Only way to go is a French exit. And you know I'm right. And it's better to do this to say goodbye. Goodbye doesn't hurt if I don't say it. And I really hope you'll understand it. Only way to go is a French exit.
Is this the other single?
I've been known to miss a red
I don't know. I think there's a third single. I don't know which one it is.
Glasses off. I already know
Okay.
your type. Telling me the things I
We're gonna explode a little bit.
Trying to make me yours for life. Taking me for a ride. Do this dance all night. Ooh,
Okay, this is the single. I feel like I've recognized this from Instagram right here. It's definitely still a dance album. Not disco, but it's still like a tame dance album so far.
was a time when I just threw a match and let it burn. Now I'm grown, I know what I deserve. I still like that to with the lessons I already learned. I already know your type. You can play your cards right. Don't you know I could do this dance
Okay.
all night? Ooh, what you doing?
Bum, bum, bum.
Don't know who you think that you're confusing.
Yeah.
I'd be like, ooh, it's amusing. I'd be like,
Okay.
illusion. I really like the way
There's
you
that guitar.
move it. Yeah, I just wanna dance with the illusion.
Okay. Boom.
It's amusing. You think I'm gonna fall for an illusion. What you doing? Don't know who you think that you're confusing.
Okay, just starting with a big old note. Are we in like the true dance, like big dance section? I feel like.
I know the mind is quick to throw away the moment, then it's gone. I don't believe that every flame has to get colder.
Oh, it's like. Boom, da-da, boom, da-da, boom.
Can it just keep getting better? Can we keep falling forever?
I think vocally she's very strong on this album.
You can wake up.
I would say definitely appreciating her strong vocals big time.
And it's impossible to measure.
feel like this is definitely the top of her belting range.
Can we stay like this together? Can we keep falling forever?
I wonder if this one might be a little hard for her to sing night after night on a tour.
Stay like this together. Can we keep falling forever?
There's a lot of different tones coming out in this one vocally, which is very nice.
Can it just keep getting better?
Are we getting a ballad? A wee ballad?
And I'm not interested in a love that gives up so easily. I want a mind that meets me equally. When it's hard, it will never feel like it's too much. Remember when we used to do anything for love?
Okay.
We're all so scared of forever, and no one promises
was not expecting
always.
that.
We're all terrified of heartbreak, run at first signs of problems, make it look way too easy. We all got too many options. Remember when we used to do anything for love? Love that's set on keeping me. When it hurts, we don't even think to cut it off. Remember when we used to do anything for love? Says he'll never leave, he means it too, yeah. Ooh, I owe it to you. He was cold, and now he's the sweetest.
Definitely.
'Cause he knows
Space sounds, I call them.
to lose, yeah. I owe it to you, Maria. I know you're gone, but I feel your eyes. I know you're somewhere in his heart, Maria.
Interesting addition.
Maria. Yeah. Now he knows certain things you can't undo. No. Ooh, I owe it to you. Deepest effect always comes from a cause. I thank you for all that you've done, oh Maria. I know you're gone, but I feel ya when we're alone.
This song,
Even when I'm here in his arms.
there's like a lot of unpredictable music choices happening on this one, I'd say.
You gave his to the lovers that make you change, Maria, 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 Maria. Even when I'm here in his arms, I know you're somewhere in his heart, oh Maria. I could just tell she's really pretty. I think she's a model. Baby, together you look hot as hell. I believe it. Had to ask myself why. I must have loved you more than I ever knew. Didn't know I could end, 'cause I'm happy for you.
Nice.
And you deserve all
This feels like Tame Impala. Is he on this?
I'm happy for you. And looking back now, I hope you see it now. You picked
This
up
is
the
a
pieces,
nice note to end the
and then you
album.
gave
Being
them
happy
to
for an
somebody
ex.
else. And
Not the move I saw for the final song on this album, but it's a pleasant surprise.
couldn't believe it. Had to ask myself why. Last night, I'm not hurt. You got everything you deserve. I must have loved you more than I ever knew.
I feel like all the different sounds of the album are like accumulating onto this one track, all gathered up. If out of all the tracks, this isn't one of the tracks Tame Impala worked on, I won't believe it. I just won't. Okay, Dua Lipa, Radical Optimism. You know what? I don't feel like I have so much to say. Now, I will admit it has been a minute since I have listened to Future Nostalgia. Okay, but from what I recall, do these two albums sound different? Yes and no. Because yes, in the front of like, no, there was not disco on this album, but I feel like basically they're siblings. Future Nostalgia is like the super outgoing one, and then this one is more of the like chill sibling, because it still felt very Dua Lipa, vocal melody wise, song structure wise. Like, it felt familiar, and I don't mean that in a bad way. Like, I think Dua Lipa is a very good mainstream pop artist, and I think that there was maybe some like overstretching of like, wow, it's a completely different sound, because yeah, there were different elements in the production, but it wasn't, I don't think, quite as dramatic as maybe as she promoted it. I don't know. Like, I think maybe she should have not said anything about that and just like let people listen and see, because I do think it's a strong pop album, no doubt. Definitely all love, mostly happy in love, a breakup song or two, but I really liked the ending track lyrically too. Beautiful message in that. Yeah, there are different synths happening, really strong bass guitars in general, a super strong beats. Like, it's definitely a dance pop album, but even with that, dance pop in a more like zen way. Does that make sense? I feel like the last track production wise had the most like chaos happening, which makes sense. Great closing track for that. But the rest of them, all very danceable. I was swaying the whole time, but more like seriously chill dance pop is what I'm going to call that. It was extremely digestible, very easy to listen to. I think what I was also really enjoying with that album was Dua Lipa's voice. I feel like her voice was really bringing it. I really think we all know she's got that lower range, but I do think she was pushing her range even more on this album. Some nice note choices were happening. It was very enjoyable to listen to. So 100% foresee myself re-listening to many tracks on this album. All in all, I feel like it's a pretty solid pop effort. I do feel for Dua Lipa, because her last album was like such a grand slam that you run into like, oh my gosh, how can I ever top it? I try really hard to stray that way of thinking for myself when I consume music. I think in my mind, I'm just saying they are very different. You know, I feel like Future Nostalgia was like hardcore, good vibes, good times, disco, dance, get moving and grooving. And this one's a bit more reflective on love. That's a little bit more toned down, but very much so still a dance album. So like I said, I think they both serve their own purposes. Please let me know your thoughts on this album in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you'd like to do so. Thank you for being here. And until my next video, bye.